Honda is all set to launch the 5th generation of the City in India, and to counter the Japanese sedan, Hyundai has launched the Verna facelift. Now this car gets a slew of updates, is available in 11 variants, and the on-road Mumbai price ranges from 10.8 lakhs for the base petrol all the way till 18.2 lakhs for the top-end diesel automatic. The variant we are driving today happens to be the top-end petrol manual in the SXO trim, which is priced at around rupees 15 lakhs. So if you are looking to buy a C-segment sedan, investment is one of the ways to save money. So let me tell you about an amazing trading app named Upstox. Upstox is one of the fastest growing brokers in India with 1 million plus downloads on the Play Store and 9 lakh plus customers. This mind-blowing app offers charting tools with above 100 indicators, lifetime free delivery trades, rupees 20 per order intraday, F&O, currencies and commodities. You can open your trading and demat account, and all you need is your PAN card, bank details and some basic documents. So what are you waiting for? Go download it, the link is in the description. Upstox offers various plans where you can get brokerage credit up to rupees 2,500, or you can select a 1-year Moneycontrol Pro subscription worth rupees 999. The biggest change on the facelifted version of the Hyundai Verna of course happens to be the new radiator grille, which has become bigger in terms of size but looks quite nice. This particular variant gets the dark chrome treatment, meanwhile the turbo variant gets the gloss finish on the grille. The lights are also revised, they are all LEDs, however the indicators are not LEDs, neither are the fog lamps, and of course there are revisions to the bumper as well. Hyundai has also updated the wheels on the car. This one gets dual tone diamond cut wheels which are finished in black, and the turbo also gets similar wheels, so there is no difference on that aspect. However, only on the top of the line you get 16 inches, on the lower trims you actually get 15 inches. You've got chrome door handles, and even the outside rear view mirrors along with the shark fin antenna are finished in gloss black on the turbo variant. Meanwhile, the overall silhouette of the Verna remains more or less the same. There is no change as such on that front, but when you come to the rear you realize that the lights, which are again LED units, devoid of the fact that the indicators are not LEDs, they are still halogens. The Verna actually looks quite nice because of the revisions to the bumper. Good amount of chrome on the car, doesn't seem overdone at all, but those fake diffusers, well, they are a bit of an eyesore for sure. So in terms of increasing the aesthetic appeal of the Verna, Hyundai has definitely been successful, because now we've got a car which stands out without a doubt, and dare I say it, it is the best looking car in the segment. This particular color which we are having right now is the Starry Night, although it's more bluish, and there are 6 colors on offer in total for the new Verna facelift. Let's quickly get inside and talk about the interior of the new Verna. The rear seat is where the Verna comes across as lacking because there's not much space on offer. Firstly, the seat is low, which means that under-thigh support is poor, and in spite of the low seat, headroom is also an issue. Knee room and leg room is just about average. It certainly cannot compete with the Maruti Ciaz or the Honda City. In fact, legroom and knee room is so less at the rear that some of the compact sedans actually have more space on offer. However, the seats are overall comfortable. You get a center armrest with twin cup holders, and because the cabin isn't wide enough, this rear is best suited to 2 people, and that's the reason why you don't get a center headrest at the rear. The floor is almost flat, but when you seat a middle passenger, that person will have issues with the AC module actually protruding into his leg room, because you obviously get rear AC vents, and it also gets a USB charging socket at the rear. While there are handles to hold on to on both the sides, it also gets a hook on the right side for your coat. There's a light in the center, and for the rear windscreen there's also a sun blind. The dashboard of the Hyundai Verna definitely looks good, but it will remind you of the older Verna, and when I talk about the older Verna, just not the pre-facelift but also of the last generation. Hyundai has done a lot to actually tweak the interior of the car. First and foremost, this gets the dual tone treatment. Meanwhile, the turbo gets all black interiors along with red inserts on the AC vents. You get this piano black finish, and yes, the quality of the cabin is nice, but lot of hard plastics, some amount of soft touch materials on the dashboard would have been a nice touch. So what's new here? It's this 8-inch touchscreen HD infotainment system, which obviously is very slick to use. It's got navigation, it's got voice commands as well, and is a slick unit without a doubt. In fact, it also gets Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity. So in terms of usability, it's pretty good. It even gets something known as a driver rear view monitor, which shows you what is happening behind when you're driving the car. And this is something which will make you rely less on the inside rear view mirror. However, the inside rear view mirror is also auto dimming, and it's got these 3 buttons because the Verna is the first sedan in the segment which also gets connected car tech known as Blue Link in Hyundai speak, which has 45 features including geofencing. Of course, it's a very useful system which is complimentary for 3 years. Post that, you will have to pay for it. You get an automatic climate control system. Another segment first feature happens to be ventilated seats for both the front seats. The car also gets a wireless charger, and below here you get 2 USB slots along with a 12-volt charging socket as well. The steering gets audio controls, and the controls are on the left side. On the right side, we've got the cruise control buttons, and this is actually for the multi-information display on the instrument cluster. The instrument cluster is now all digital. It looks really nice and unique, and of course very premium as well. And in the center, you get a 4.2-inch multi-information display, which gives you plenty of features as well. Meanwhile, you get automatic headlights. There are no automatic wipers on offer. You get keyless entry, but the request sensor is only on the driver's side, not on the co-driver side. As you can see, the horn is also really very nice on this vehicle, and there's a sunglass holder on the top along with a decent sized sunroof. That said, Hyundai is given plenty of storage space because right next to the handbrake there are twin cup holders. Behind that there is a sliding front center armrest, which when you open also has storage space. The glove box gets the cooling function too, and this car gets steering adjustment, which is both for reach as well as rake, something which is missing in the Creta, which only adjusts for height. In fact, the Creta misses out on a mirror on the driver's side on the sun visor, which is present in the Verna, which is quite surprising honestly. The Verna gets a reverse parking camera with adaptive guidelines. Meanwhile, it also gets reverse parking sensors, and the turbo variant also gets front parking sensors. The automatics also get hill climb assist. Meanwhile, the turbo also gets rear disc brakes. In terms of safety, you get the regular Hyundai bits like 6 airbags, ABS, EBD and ISOFIX child seat mounts. The car also gets a tire pressure monitoring system, cornering lamps and a state-of-the-art Archimedes sound system on all the trims, which has 4 speakers and 2 tweeters on offer. The front seats of the car could have been more supportive around the lower back area because it's a bit soft, but it gets art leather, which definitely looks nice. Another very cool feature of the Verna happens to be the smart trunk. It's a segment first feature. All you have to do is come behind the car and stand, and the car will sense that the key is in your pocket and it will open the boot like this. Well, that is super convenient. The Verna gets a new 1.5 litre petrol engine, and this engine now complies with BS6 emission norms, so it replaces the 1.6 litre engine, which was more powerful and torquey as well. So power is down by 8 PS, meanwhile torque is down by 7 Newton meters. This 1.5 litre unit actually produces 115 PS, identical to the new 1.5 litre diesel engine. Meanwhile, the torque output happens to be 144 Newton meters. The motor is really very smooth and extremely refined. You can barely hear anything inside the cabin. That is the level of refinement on offer. However, once you get past 4000 RPM, the car gets vocal, not in a good way because it kind of feels thrashy and out of breath once you near its 6500 RPM red line. The gearbox is obviously very smooth shifting in typical Hyundai affair, and the clutch is also on the lighter side. The good news is that the downsizing has actually improved the fuel economy of this engine by 0.3 kilometers per litre, but this petrol manual is still the least efficient of the Verna lineup because the petrol automatic, which now doesn't use a torque converter but instead a CVT, has seen a drastic improvement in terms of fuel economy, but it's still not the most efficient petrol Verna because that happens to be the turbo, which is not only the most powerful and torquey and also the fastest, but it's also the most fuel efficient because this car has 50% more displacement than the turbo at 1500cc. So low end performance is great, drivability is nice, smoothness is there, and you don't have to ring open the throttle each and every given moment because part throttle response is also very nice. If you want to make a quick overtake, there is no problem whatsoever. I believe Hyundai will also have a mild hybrid in this car going forward around 2023 because that's when the norms get stricter. So this engine has actually been developed with all that in mind. Now the obvious comparison happens with Honda's VTEC motor, which obviously has a soul, and especially near the red line it goes absolutely berserk, and the top end is also great. This car lacks a top end. Low end is really nice, mid range is also good enough, but the top end is just lacking. Honestly, if I downshift right now into second gear, you can hear how thrashy it gets. That's how loud it gets. It takes a shift to third gear to cross the 100 km/h mark, and it goes from 0 to 100 km/h in around 11 seconds, which is decently quick. In fact, you won't feel this car slow at all. Just that the older engine had a little bit more character. This one is lacking in terms of character as such, but in terms of smoothness it absolutely excels. And again, when you compare to the Honda City VTEC, the VTEC motor obviously has more character, although both of these cars have very similar torque output. The Verna was more powerful earlier, but now it's down by 3 PS when compared to the Honda City VTEC. In terms of fuel economy, this car should return between 9 to 13 km/L, and it has got a 45-litre fuel tank as well. And the brakes on this car are also very nice, although there's some ABS pulsating, and Hyundai has also incorporated something known as the emergency stop lamp, which under panic braking would flicker to tell people behind that yes, there's a panic or emergency stop happening. The Verna has always been a soft car, a car which really isn't meant for the enthusiast, and the facelifted version is no different because the suspension, although it does a great job, it really doesn't inspire you to push hard around corners as there's some amount of body roll on offer obviously, although there's good amount of grip on offer at all given moments, and with traction control and vehicle stability assist as well, you will never ever face an issue as far as traction goes. But it's not the car which will inspire you around the corners, mainly because the steering is kind of inconsistent with feel. Yes, it is light at low speeds, which means that driving in the city is no hassle, parking it is no hassle, but it's only when you come around the corner you don't exactly know how much input you should give because the movement of the steering isn't that gradual, and at higher speeds it doesn't have much feel or feedback either. But it doesn't feel hairy like the last generation Verna, which is certainly a good thing because the overall car now inspires you confidence to drive at triple-digit speeds without panicking whatsoever. The ride quality is also very good for the most part. It's only the sharp bumps which unsettle the car, but that's only on really bad roads. So the whole improvement in terms of the chassis which has been done in the newer generation of the Verna bodes really well because the chassis is now stiffer, and that stiffness brings in a new sense of confidence for the vehicle, and the suspension has been tweaked in a way where comfort is the priority of this vehicle. So yes, if you want comfort, the Verna is still a great car, easy to drive, easy to park, and the ride quality is great as well. Hyundai offers a wonder warranty on the Verna, which gives you either 3 years and unlimited kilometer of warranty, or 4 years and 60,000 kilometer of warranty, or 5 years and 50,000 kilometer of warranty, which is actually a good thing because different people have different amount of usage. Hyundai's done a great job in injecting freshness in the Verna. The car of course has the premium appeal, comes with a ton of features as well, and comfort is the priority here, not driving dynamics. But the Verna still doesn't have the best rear seat experience on offer. If you're looking for a comfortable sedan that offers plenty of features and is value for money too, with a ton of powertrain options as well, the Verna is still a great choice in the segment. If you like this video, make sure to give it the thumbs up, that's the like button, and also subscribe to the MotorBeam channel.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risk. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.